Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode those confusing corporate reports and find the real juicy bits. Today we're diving into AVISTA Corp's latest filing, and let's just say it is time to see where the numbers lead us, possibly to a very predictable outcome for the third quarter earnings. Before we dig in, if you love getting straightforward insights from company filings without all the corporate jargon, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you want to join a community of folks who love dissecting business news, there is a link to our Discord in the description below. Alright, so AVISTA Corp, also known as AVISTA Corp, has dropped a current report. What does that mean in plain English? It means they're telling the big boss, the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, about something important that just happened or is about to happen. Think of it as a company's official news alert. This particular report is called a Form 8K. Companies file this when something unexpected or significant occurs, like a major event or a change that the public should know about. It's not a regular update like a quarterly or annual report. This is for the stuff that makes you go, oh really? The earliest event reported here is the 5th of November, 2025. This is the date they're telling us about, and it is also when they plan to release their third quarter earnings. So this report is essentially a heads up about their upcoming financial results for the period ending the 30th of September, 2025. They are a Washington-based company, incorporated in Washington, and their stock is traded on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol AVA. It is good background to know who we're talking about. AVISTA Corp is a public utility company, meaning they provide essential services like electricity and natural gas. The main thing registered with the SEC that we care about for trading is their common stock AVA, which you can find on the New York Stock Exchange. This is the part where regular investors can buy a piece of the company. Now, let's get to why we're really here, the financial stuff, or at least the announcement about it. This section is all about how the company is doing financially. AVISTA Corp is announcing that on the 5th of November, they will put out a press release to share their earnings for the third quarter of 2025. That press release is attached to this filing as Exhibit 99.1. Now, here is a crucial point. The filing explicitly states that the information in Item 2.02 and the attached press release shall not be deemed filed for purposes of Section 18 of the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. What this means is that while they're telling you this information, they're not legally bound by it in the same way they are for other parts of their filings. It is a way to get information out quickly without immediately opening themselves up to lawsuits if there is a minor hiccup in the numbers they announce in the press release. They're essentially saying, here is what we think, but don't sue us if a decimal point shifts later. And this part here, about their internet website, is just a legal disclaimer saying that whatever is on their company website is not officially part of this report unless they specifically say so. It is a way to keep their SEC filings clean and separate from their marketing materials. While the actual financial numbers won't be detailed until the press release on the 5th of November, which isn't included in the text provided. We can anticipate what they might be talking about. For a utility company like AVISTA Corp, the third quarter typically involves the tail end of summer and the beginning of fall. This is often a period where electricity demand might start to shift as temperatures cool down, and natural gas demand might pick up as heating season approaches in some regions. What investors will be looking for are the key performance indicators for a utility. That includes things like revenue from electricity and natural gas sales, the cost of delivering those services, and importantly, their earnings per S-hair for a regulated utility. Earnings are heavily influenced by approved rate structures and operational efficiency. Any approved rate increases or decreases passed down from regulators would significantly impact their financials. Wednesday also want to see how their operating expenses are managed, especially fuel costs and maintenance of their infrastructure. Typically, a utility's earnings might be more stable compared to other industries, but they are sensitive to weather patterns, regulatory decisions, and long-term investments in infrastructure. For example, a hot summer could boost electricity sales while a mild one might temper them. Similarly, natural gas demand is highly seasonal. Without the actual press release, we can only infer the context. But the fact that they are filing an 8K specifically to announce the timing of their earnings release suggests it is standard practice. Or perhaps there is a specific aspect of their third quarter performance they want to highlight with this early notification. Now, for my take on AVISTA Corp based on this filing, what we have here is a standard notification. It tells us when we'll get the financial news, not what the news is. This filing itself doesn't offer any deep financial insights because the specifics are held back for the official earnings release. However, this structure tells us something. For a publicly traded company, especially a utility, transparency and timely communication are key. Filing an 8K to announce an earnings release date shows adherence to SEC regulations and a commitment to keeping investors informed. The disclaimer about the press release not being officially filed is a common practice to manage legal risks. But it also signals that the details within that press release are the ones investors should be scrutinizing. The underlying business of AVISTA Corp is essential services, which usually translates to predictable, albeit slower, growth. Their primary challenges will likely revolve around regulatory approvals for rate changes, managing the cost of an aging infrastructure, and navigating the transition towards cleaner energy sources. Opportunities might come from investments in renewable energy projects, demand-side management programs, or growth in the regions they serve. For AVISTA Corp, as with any utility, the real story will be in how effectively they manage costs, secure favourable regulatory treatment for their rates, and adapt to the evolving energy landscape. Without the actual earnings numbers, we can't judge their performance, but we know when to look for them. Keep an eye on that the 5th of November press release. Alright? That is our decoder on AVISTA Corp's latest announcement. It is more of a save the date for financial news than a financial report itself. What are your expectations for their third quarter earnings? Do you think they'll beat expectations or face challenges? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If this quick dive was helpful, please smash that like button and subscribe for more deconstructions of corporate filings. And remember, our Discord community is always buzzing with discussions. So check that link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next decode.